R.I.P.
R.I.P.
Spoilers. We better cut them, actually. That is quite a big spoiler. Hashtag Team Dog Killer.
Hello and welcome to the Hobby Breakfast Show.
Kicking off your mornings with Wargaming Chat. Why did we switch? Never mind. Your hosts, as always, are myself, Onod. And joining me is OT.
Good morning.
He loves ketchup. And we have the mayor.
Hello everyone, good morning.
And we're all sitting in the same room. So I'm now currently staring at OT with malevolence. Good. On today's podcast, evil unnamed heroes that aren't monsters.
Apart from one who is, because I forgot.
It really is a way of doing it. We'll be doing that later. Stay tuned for all the normal podcast stuff. Bye. Hobby! Oh my god, we actually have too much hobby. But
Very much hobby.
We're going to talk about it anyway. We'll put a time code in if you want to skip this. Mayor, this is your kind of triumphant moments.
Yes.
What hobby have you done this month?
Well, I've discovered that the key to consistent painting is inconsistency.
Yeah.
And it's to wait until 3/4 of the year is gone to actually start any painting. So I've painted a load of Star Wars Legion, Darth Maul, some droids, and a tank, which still only counts as one. And then I painted 10 Felgor Ravagers for Kill Team. I've also painted like 35-ish Hobbits with various dismounts and such. So you can see all of those on the pictures, which comes to about, what's the total, like 60-something?
Mayor's painted 65 models this month.
65 models. And I've also built the Hearthkin Salvagers Kill Team, the Ecclesiarchy Kill Team, Blood Bowl Team, and based and spray painted all of those. So they're all primed for potentially painting next month as well.
And I'm sure our viewers and the person editing this video knows exactly what all those things are.
Yes. Well, then, okay. We don't have to have pictures of all those, but
No, you're not getting them.
Good. So yes, painting's gone really well. I'm hoping next month I'll be able to do even more and eventually catch up to these two. We'll see.
There you go.
Although at the rate OT was going, I'm not sure that's going to be possible.
Probably not. I'm just going to quickly cough. We'll see if OT's left that in for the viewer. You're welcome if he did. OT.
That's the bit where you actually cough.
Yeah. OT, what have you done for your hobby?
Hang on, I've got a list. So
What a nerd.
You asked me to make a list, so I knew what I painted. So I finished off the ruffians. So I've done 25 ruffians this month, which includes one non-ruffian model, which is my little Hobbit model, which is for the Shutout RP, which will be coming out soon, possibly. Then after that, I've been wanting to do Thorin's Company for a while, so I did some Thorin's Company conversions on Pony. You can see them here. I've only done 8 because I couldn't be bothered to do all 12.
Do you have enough ponies for all 12?
No, I'd only got 2 lots of ponies.
13.
Oh yeah, that's true. Yeah, but I had to for another thing, which was I did a Thorin's conversion on Goat. I had to cut a couple of heads and bodies off Gloin and Bofa to do the Thorin conversion because I needed Thorin to go on Pony for Thorin's Company.
Yeah.
So I don't actually have all the models. So I've done 8 Thorin's Company on Pony, and then I've done 6 Goat, one of which is a Thorin conversion. Then I did, let's go chronologically. I did some Star Wars Legion stuff, so I've done a few testers for a sort of snow-based Empire list that I'm doing. So I've done a speeder bike, 4 Royal Guards, and 1 practice snow trooper, which you can see here. And then I also cleaned up a bit of my fairly small pile of shame, which was 4 Erebor Warriors and 4 Warriors of Dale. And then finally, because I bought the mounted 3 hunters about a year ago now. I finally primed and painted them. So I think, I'm not sure it's 54 or 56, but it is quite a few models I've done this month.
You notice when OT says, you can see here, he like actually gestures as if there is.
Well, I'm imagining there is a thing. I'll put a picture of me gesturing.
Not that gesture. Oh no. Right, so what have I been up to this month? God, it felt like a long time since I painted this. At the very beginning of this month, I painted up Din Djarin, the Mandalorian from The Mandalorian. Yes, I enjoyed painting him. I was debating doing non-metallic metal, but then I was like, I think metallic metal looks better, so I did that instead.
Yeah,
it's also easier.
Yeah.
I've also painted up stuff for the Scouring the Shire, Farmer Maggots, his good boys. I've also painted up some hobbits, so Lotho, Ted Sandyman, and Folko Boffin, a helpful sort. He's been painted as well. I like Lotho the best.
Yeah.
There you go. It's on record now. And I painted 6 Breland villagers, which are 3D prints from, I can't remember where.
Etsy.
They were from Etsy, but I can't remember who sculpted them. They were fine. It's interesting painting 6 models that presumably I'm only ever going to use in one game, ever.
Be filler in other games.
Yeah. They might have
use them in boroughs and badges.
Yeah. Weird human.
Along with the other animals.
I also this month painted up some Rohan, so I painted Helm, Hammerhead Shark in Horse and Footfall, and I've painted up 11 Royal Guards. 12. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 Royal Guards. And I painted up finally a Viking Shield Maiden, which
featured
not many people have seen on the channel.
Fuck you, why didn't you watch it?
What's the video you're not interested in? Oh god. Anyway, yeah. So yeah, it's been a very productive hobby month, hasn't it?
Yes.
Lots of hobby. Will that continue in October? Probably not.
Can we start doing a totals count off?
A total count off? Well, it's in what we painted this month.
No, well, in like this year.
Oh, this year. Making the not competition into a competition.
Yeah. It's the only thing that's driving me.
Okay.
I mean, that's an issue.
Not
for me.
Mayor is really keen to make miniature painting competitive because then he will do it. So this year, Mayor has painted 103 models.
Over half of which was this month. That's the lowest score.
Yeah.
Onod has painted 179.
I'm so proud of you.
And then OT's painted some more. OT has painted 228. Boo! What a nerd.
Why doesn't he go outside more?
You must be close to doing one a day.
I think I am actually on about 1 a day.
How
many days?
Me?
I think it's just less, isn't it?
We're probably on day like 250
days in 2023 so far.
90. Yeah. For about 260 days.
273. You're not far off. You're not far off. You're 50 behind.
I'm not catch up.
No, probably not. Yes. Wow. Well, that was the section, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Should we do the evil model tier list?
That is what people clicked on the video for.
Welcome back. And in front of you is a lovely tier list called Onod is a Massive Nerd. If you want to find it on Tier List Faker.
It does clash with the other one I called Onod is a Massive Nerd.
Yes, so we're going to be going through all of the evil unnamed heroes. Sorry if you can hear Meh just eating. I'm just ruining this audio. We're going to be using our patented, slightly different to everyone else ranking system.
Yeah.
Can't sue us now, Games Workshop. Top is legendary. I don't know why Games Workshop should be suing it.
That would be.
Next is fantastic for things which aren't quite as good. Next is solid for things that are in the middle. Below that is average for things that are average. And then there's whiff for things that are shit. It's a very...
We can put shit in the tier list.
It's a very simple system. Or captain. He's really bad in Isengard. He's somewhat average in
Mordor and Barad-dûr,
but in Angmar,
pretty much essential.
yeah. So solid.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's going to end up fairly top of solid, I think.
Yeah.
He's got March.
Best case scenario.
He's
And for
fight.
40 points, like
He's cheap.
actually not bad.
He's fight 4, which isn't great. I think he is strength 4 though, right?
Yep.
So yeah, strength 4.
P6 with a shield.
He does a job. Regular Mordor Orc Shamans. What do we think of them?
I mean, for the Fury, I feel like maybe he's top of solid or even fantastic because being evil and having shit courage is really bad. And being able to just take that away is excellent against a lot of armies.
It's very true.
He can also go on a warg, which is a thing.
We do like that.
But I don't think
Sure.
like he's not charging in, so it's only good for maneuverability.
People do take that on Sharkus.
Yeah, that's because you kind of have to.
Yeah.
Purposeful though.
Yeah.
Oh, I see we're counting it in there as well.
Yeah.
I don't know if we are. I can't remember.
I think best case is like solid-ish. I can't really see it. Well,
Perhaps top of average. Because you're not prioritising it over like ring wraiths or named captains.
Let's say top of average, and we'll come back and readjust.
I think when you've got like 700-800 points, you're probably taking one.
yeah.
Drummer boy, little drummer boy.
I still think it's a whiff. You just never see him.
Not
Yeah.
the orcs. Maybe with
one.
no.
But he can only do orcs. So
I was thinking other drummers might be more useful, but I think
the orc drummer is a whiff. I think.
Yeah.
Take a Mordor troll boy.
Yeah. Orc Taskmaster
with named captains. Probably solid.
Just for move offs and that.
Yeah.
Like you might actually over the course of a game you could get like 3 or 4 might out of him if you were lucky. So yeah. Could be decent.
I'm gonna put him below the Orc Captain. I think.
Yes.
It has a very high potential, doesn't it? Like you could get really, really lucky and then have a bunch of might.
The Black Numenori Marshal.
I think Black Numenori Marshals are quite good.
Yeah. And they got Terror as well, which is nice.
I don't know if you take them over named captains necessarily
No, I
though.
think you would.
D7 is nice.
D7's
nice.
With horse and a lance, but then that does make him 85 points, which is 75.
And then he's in the same bracket as Shagrat, so you get the horse advantage.
But in some armies, you don't have access to Shagrat.
It's true. It's true.
So
I think for an unnamed hero, he might be fantastic.
Yeah. I was thinking that. Because he's also probably one of the, short of being a monster or a ring wraith, is probably one of the better like models to have.
It's true. It's true.
In terms of combatability.
It is true.
Shade.
I mean,
in Angmar.
I think he's legendary, right?
I haven't actually seen many people take it with Angmar now.
It's because you can't just pop them in other evil army lists. I think they were always better in like a Moria list or something, aren't they?
Yeah, but I've played a couple of Angmar lists now, and neither of them had a.
I think people focus more like Gulliver now, don't they? Yeah. I still think for an unnamed hero though,
pretty good.
I think he might be fantastic.
Definitely top end of fantastic. I'm not sure if he's legendary, but fantastic.
Yeah.
He would have been legendary.
Freener.
Barrow Wiggedit.
They're good.
They got fucking paralyzed, which is one of the best spells in the game.
Yeah, they're really, really good. And the fact that they can lead troops is just
fortitude.
No might though.
No, they're 50 points. They just serve a different purpose, I think. Like
within Angmar they're fine, but not having heroics is a bit sad.
But the fact like you can basically use your main cast, which is probably going to be like I don't know a Ring Wraith or the Witch King, to get rid of people's might, and then you can just paralyze people for free. And like as we've seen in other games, paralyze can be very powerful.
Yeah, true.
The fact that I feel like I want to put it in legendary, but I don't know if you guys are going to accept that.
I think it's bottom legendary, top of fantastic. Yeah. I do feel like if we're putting this in legendary, the Shade has been hard done by.
I think Barrow Whites are better than Shades.
You think?
Yeah.
I think they're more versatile.
I think what Angmar wants to do.
Giving just -1 in fights though as an aura.
But then like I think the way the Angmar lists I've seen at tournaments have played, like they're not actually that reliant on like lots of fights. They're just reliant on magic and then
because they'll combo.
It's true.
And also the Barrow Whites extend because they're a spirit, they extend the terror range on orcs. So
Shade does that as well.
oh, okay, well,
I feel like
Half
when
the
we
points, though.
we come back
Yeah.
at the end, we might bump the shade up.
We'll see at the
But
end.
I'm happy to put Barrow White in. Fantastic. Wild Chieftain, legendary.
Legendary, top of legendary.
Top legendary. Right. Who we got next? The black
okay.
spirit guy. Should we talk about Wild Chieftain properly?
He's so fucking good.
I mean, he is
You
legitimately
don't take him
strength
unless
5.
you actually just take like pure wards.
He is
You don't. There are just better options.
he is legitimately quite killy though. I'm not saying that
There are
he's
better
legendary,
options.
but
How many points is he?
80.
Right, that's too many points. I mean, he moves, but at that point, you're getting a Black Numenorian captain or whatever he's called.
But he's the same fight, much higher strength, has more attacks, more wounds.
Two less defense. Yeah, more attacks, more wounds. Doesn't call. Oh, it does call Sarah.
Yeah.
I mean, he's good, but also, does he not have like a thing where he can only?
Stand fast and rank actually
yeah.
if it works.
But he can lead orcs theoretically, can he?
Yeah.
Okay. So, I mean, maybe he's solid, bottom of fantastic.
I think he's nerfed by how good the heroes are in Angmar.
yeah,
Yeah.
I think that he's probably just under the Orc Captain in
Yes.
Angmar. He doesn't have as much utility, but I think for
Yeah.
sheer killiness, he's quite useful
Yeah.
in certain
Yeah.
situations.
I mean, the issue for the Wild Chieftain is that I think he fulfills a similar role to like Birder, because they're both like they hit quite hard. They're a little bit flimsy.
He's a speedier boy
He's
though.
a speedier boy, but Birder has strike and more
Yeah.
might.
If he was cavalry, which he isn't,
Yeah.
he would be.
He might actually be slightly okay if he was.
Yeah. So anyway, what are these called?
The Black Guard
Guards.
the captain of the Black Guard.
Captains of Black Guards.
Yeah.
These are strength 5, aren't they?
Yeah, they're
They
5/5, strength 5, D7, 2
D7.
attacks, 2 wounds, courage 4. And if there's a ring wraith on the battlefield, they have courage of 6.
Feels like we should see these more often,
Yeah,
but you don't see them.
no.
Is that because they're fine crap?
I don't.
Or just too expensive?
I think if they were good, people wouldn't care
Yeah.
what they're made of.
I think they might just be a bit expensive for what you get.
I mean, I'm looking at it and comparing it in my head to an Isengard named captain, and it's not bad. You know,
Yeah.
like the D7 is huge. The potential courage 6 is huge.
Yeah.
5/5 strength 5 is fine for that's normal for a Lukai captain.
Mm.
2 wounds, courage 4 base is normal. 2/1/1 is normal, and then he's got March, which is nice. Obviously, if you compared him to an Isengard named captain, then you'd also be getting heroics, so probably strike, which is huge.
Yeah.
But he also has for the Dark Lord, which, like you said, is courage 6. So he probably needs to be 5 points cheaper, and he'd be okay.
What is the Mordor army bonus again?
If you outnumber your opponent's army, I think you can reroll ones. Yeah, so while you have more models on the board than your opponent, Mordor warrior models gain +1 courage, and they reroll wounds 2 wound rolls of 1.
Like black cards may not be dreadful then.
But you would outnumber less.
Yeah,
like
but
that.
I think you wouldn't. You just take a few, wouldn't you, to kill stuff?
Strength 5 is good.
I wonder if you just take cheaper captain, if you take an orc captain for an extra,
And then the baseline dudes, yeah. Because
how do they stack up against Black Numenorians though?
I think they'll be almost exactly the same.
But they
one
won't cause
higher
terror.
strength and no terror.
That's why.
No.
Insane defense.
That's why you don't see them then. They're filling the same role as Black Nuns, but they don't have terror.
And the Black Nuns are 1 higher courage.
Yeah. So I think the Black Nuns are just a bit more reliable, and the terror is obviously huge.
I think in and of himself, though, he's probably solid.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would probably put him below the others.
The next one is a Blackguard drummer who only affects Mordor Uruk-hai with his drum.
Oh,
Below the orc, I reckon. Because if you're taking any Mordor list, you're probably taking Mordor orcs and not Mordor Uruk-hai.
You'd have to really get into it.
Yeah. He's got decent stats, but yeah, I don't think it's a thing.
Yeah.
Bother with.
We do need to fit. So there's Mordor Uruk-hai captain. The
models for these are so cool.
Yeah, just a shame that they're not very good. So they're 55 points. They're fight 5, strength 5, D5, 2 attacks, 2 wounds, courage 4, 2-1-1, and they come in March.
They're just a bog standard Urukai captain, aren't they? Same as the Isengard captain.
Well, so the same as the captain of the Black Guard, but for 10 less points,
2 less
defense, and no special.
So you're never going to take them over that guy.
No,
Like,
but they're also so probably average.
but weirdly, they are better than the Orc captains.
Yeah.
Well, better stat wise, but not point for point.
No,
Better. That's 3 extra orcs you can squeeze in.
Yeah.
I reckon they're bottom of average, aren't they?
Yeah.
Are we doing great beasts?
No. We do need to fit in the Morannon Orc captain, which I think might have been one of the ones.
This one, isn't it?
Yeah. Or I don't know if that's a shaman. I don't know.
Anyway,
Anyway,
that is the captain.
okay. Yeah, so he's won though a fight, so he's only fight 4, but strength 5, D6, 2 attacks, 2 wounds, courage 3, 2-1-1, heavy armor and sword. So you can get him to D7 as well with a shield. He's 50 points.
He's pretty
D7
good.
is huge.
Yeah, they lose a fight compared to the other captains. So basically, compared to the Mordor Urukai, you're trading off a fight for a defense value.
But fight 4 is still okay for an unnamed hero.
You get the Orc keyword, which is probably more useful
Yeah.
in Mordor.
Yeah. The fact they're not Urukai is quite good. Maybe they go in average again, top of average or something. Like, I don't.
Yeah, I'd maybe fight for bottom of solid. I know we're filling up.
I think bottom of solid's probably not too.
They're fine.
Yeah.
I think just the fact they have the Orc keyword is probably enough to bump them up. Given the Great Geese of Borgoroth is a monster, I guess we probably exclude it.
Yeah.
So skipping ahead to Moria, there are quite a few options here. The basic Moria Goblin Captain.
I mean, he's useful just because he gives you March and he's cheap.
35 points.
How many named heroes are there in low?
There's 2 kings. There's the 2 casters.
Druzhag, Ashrak.
Because you're probably taking them first, and then 1 or 2 captains for the marches.
Yeah.
So, I mean, the marches are probably fairly essential because otherwise it's just bat swarms and spiders that are your movement, which still isn't bad, but I feel like they're not fantastic though.
I think they're top of solid, right?
Yeah,
I would even say they're maybe a little bit better than the Angmar captain.
Yeah,
just because they're cheap.
Also, you can get into D6 with a shield for 40 points, which isn't bad. Moria Goblin Shaman, 45 points. They get Fury and Transfix.
So if you don't have the Balrog, then Fury is pretty huge.
Yeah.
Transfix is fine.
Thing is, on 3 will, you're probably using 2 will on the Fury?
2 will and channeling.
And that's 1 dice on the Transfix.
Yeah. Well,
on a 5.
You don't use it because then you
run out.
Yeah.
So,
they're probably with the Orc captain, right? Just an average.
I think they're above him.
You reckon above them?
Yeah. I feel like Fury's more useful for goblins for some reason.
Moria Blackshield captain. They're 45 points. Yeah, they're trash.
It's a shame. I really like the idea behind them. I think it's one of the few things that GW did quite interesting. You know, these were originally the Gundabad orcs before Hobbit came out. That's how they were originally released. They were meant to be the Gundabad goblins.
That's cool.
But
Moria Blackshield Shaman, Shatter and Tremor.
Situation good.
I think it's fantastic. The Shatter, like you see it a lot, and it really, really cripples a lot of heroes. And because it's a 3+, and you can do it 3 times, you just
destroy Andrew.
Boromir's banner, Boromir's sword.
Can you do the banner? Is it weapon?
Wargear.
Yeah.
So, like
Halbrad's banner.
Any hero with 1 weapon, or you can really cripple their defense
or
by taking out their
or the weapon that has the rule link to it rather than them having it innately built. So it is good. Yeah,
I feel like it's
I'm putting it below the Barrow.
Yeah, I think they're actually quite similar, aren't they? Because they're a cheap caster that can really fuck over a more expensive model. Right, Isengard,
Uruk
captain.
I'm gonna say, if we're putting it in a different camp,
in the context of Assault on Isengard, they're very good. I think we need to go for a midpoint as.
Yeah, the issue is all the named captains have March list, so you wouldn't take it.
You wouldn't take it.
In Assault on Helm's Deep, they're obviously legendary because they've literally got any option. So, but I don't think I don't know if we want to take that into account.
No, I don't think we want to emphasise it.
So I feel like,
Average.
yeah, probably just above the Moria Urukai version, because at least he's useful for something.
I mean, like in lots of other lists, they'd be pretty good, but like, yeah, you're so spoiled for choice in that mid range for Urukai. Then what's the point? Uruk Scout Captain, the same, but one less defense.
Like the model.
Just one tier lower. Not one tier lower, one place lower, because
They're the same, but
you,
one less.
you get them up to D6 instead of D7. I'm personally a big fan of D7.
Cool model though.
Cool model.
It's like that one Uruk Hai in the film. He has the big 200 axe.
Yeah.
Pretty cool.
Uruk Shaman. Fury's not bad.
Fury used to be like ridiculous, but
Yeah.
again, because you're so sport for mid tier,
Yeah.
and the Uruk's Courage
Yeah,
is slightly
it's
better
not
than
useful.
Mordor and Moria.
Yeah.
But Fury's always nice, but I think it's probably less useful than in the Goblin or Mordor factions.
I think it's very bottom of average.
Uruk Drummer. You actually
They actually
That'd be really, really good because
You combine it with Merha.
combine it with Merha and the Scout, so you're moving 4 inches and still shooting. Or in Scout lists, you can just move really, really fast. You can put in with Lurts and a load of Berserkers, come on any board edge and just go wherever you want. It's very versatile.
Top of solid.
Yeah.
Above the Moria Captain.
Below the Moria Captain. But the Moria Captain's above the Mordor Captain. Because the Moria Captain is very useful and almost necessary in Moria.
Yeah.
Whereas the Drummer's more like a nice to have, I would say.
You can use them with the bombs though.
You can use them with the bombs. Yeah, I haven't actually seen that done yet, but I think that would be hilarious.
I've heard that being done. But yeah.
You could have Lurts.
I think if you know what the bombs do, you probably realise what they're about to do anyway, so it just increases threat range rather than actually catching your opponent out.
Because the drum happens at the beginning of the move phase, doesn't it?
Yeah.
So you wouldn't be able to do it coming on a board edge, but it would mean your threat range is huge for it, especially if
you march.
Because you could also, theoretically, give Marauders Scout the bomb march. It would be very unlikely for it to blow up, but it would be funny. That could happen.
Yeah, find a way of getting Berserk of the Forged to also move.
Ideally.
Yeah.
So it'd be 6 inches, and then you march and drum. How far is that?
3
8
plus
6 plus
5.
So 11 plus.
How far do you get with the drum? Is it next 2 inches?
It's extra 5, I think.
Is the drum an extra 5?
No, it can't.
Without the cab.
I think so.
So 12 inch.
5. I think 5 for cab.
Yeah, so 6 plus 6, so 12 inches. And then the bomb is 2-inch range. So yeah, that's pretty far. So 14-inch threat range. So the 12-inch alone could mean that you could outrange cavalry with it. So you could sit outside of charge range.
Yeah, but you can then go and blow them up.
Yeah,
it's an option, but I think most people who know what the bomb does will just have to play differently. But it gives you some good zoning ability. Anyway, Dunlanding Chieftain.
Not very good.
Not very good. It's your only option for March. Somewhere in average, near the top, I would say. Because it is your only option for March in Dunland, and they're not that good individually.
No.
Yeah, that's probably about right.
You can swap the 200 axe racks and shields go to D6, which is nice, 55 points. But yeah, they're fight for, which is what everybody else is in the army anyway, so it doesn't really matter.
Easterling Dragon Knights. They're actually good.
Really good. They're very flimsy, but on the turn in which they charge in, knock somebody down, and you get 8 attacks.
I don't know if they're legendary, but I think there's a case of being fantastic.
I think they're fantastic. They might even be legendary.
I think they just hit. The thing is, they serve a different purpose to a lot of the other captains because they hit like a truck, but also they don't really the fact they're also only minor, so that does hurt the troops. You can.
Yeah. I'd have said legendary before Defense of the North came out, but I think they're just fantastic now.
Yeah, I think because you've got better options, haven't you? So bottom of middle,
I think they're above.
Anywhere
yeah.
Eastling
Captain.
Just don't see him anymore.
Not really needed.
No. So
probably still an average though.
I would say average.
Yeah, they're just a
middle average.
They're just another fairly generic captain. But Eastlings are so spoiled for good heroes now. The War Priest, completely outclassed by Brogir, so I'm guessing not very good.
I mean, why would you take him over Brogir?
Yeah.
I mean, they've got Fury. Does
Yeah.
Brogir have Fury? I don't think
I don't know if he does. I can't remember off the top of my head.
Brogir has Tremor
Yeah.
and something else.
I don't think they have Fury though. So
It's
but
a similar issue of Eric's though. It's like Fury's not as impactful.
Yeah, and because your heroes are definitely staying a lot longer,
Yeah, I mean, if you're bringing,
I would say top of whiff or bottom of average.
I think
below,
bottom of average is fair.
Yeah, below all the other shamans.
May and Candish King. I didn't know if he was.
That's how you can have his chariot.
Oh no, but I also can you take multiple copies of him? I assume you can.
Yeah.
So he's a bit weird, but he's got March Strike, 2 Might. He's Fight 5, Strength 4, D6, 2 attacks, 2 wounds, Courage 5, 2/2/1.
Have we all played against this?
I haven't.
I haven't.
Oh, I have.
How
I was
did you find
playing
it?
Hobbits though, so I feel like it's a bit skewed.
I feel like they're pretty good.
And
though.
I think they're good.
He counts the 6-inch banner,
I
which
think
with a
they're
carrier base is a pretty big deal.
Yeah. And it's your only option, pretty much.
I think
Cheaper than people want to take a chariot.
I think low points. I would say they're probably sniffing around fantastic, just because you are getting actually quite a big hero with the chariot.
Yeah,
they're a bit janky, but
they are within 120 points of chariot. But yeah, I think
I'd probably put them above Black Nun.
so. Candish Chieftain is almost exactly the same stat line, but they lose out on a defense, an attack, and a will, and they don't get strike, and they don't count as a banner.
They're probably, because of the chariot, still in solid though.
Yeah. They are 40 points cheaper though, and they're still 5/5.
Yeah, I'd say they're top of solid.
The reason why they're good is because if you compare them to the non-hero chariot,
Yeah,
you would take this over the non-hero chariot.
Yeah.
I mean, the non-hero chariots are cheap,
yes,
but you
The
get a lot more
might
use out of
is-
it. You get a lot more use out of it. So I'd say solid,
Top.
bottom,
Top.
top of solid.
because actually Can's done okay at a couple of tournaments, isn't it? I can't remember. There's like a GBHL 90 or something where it came top 3. I think maybe I've made that
It
up.
might have even been the one we played in. I know we played in 8.
Yeah. Harad King. They can take a horse and a lance for 75 points, and they're Fight 5, Strength 4, D5. They're Courage 5.
They are fine.
Yeah.
You probably do still take one, but Saladin is just bad.
Yeah, you just take Solidity. And if you want another cavalry threat, you just have a Mahud on camel.
And you out because the ally.
The alliance.
Yeah. So good.
Yeah.
I don't think the Haradrim King is necessarily
He's not bad.
not doable though.
Like
He's
a
probably
king on a horse with lance, like that's really nice.
he's probably still bottom of solid just for being marked.
Yeah.
I don't even think he's bottom of solid. He's probably mid to top of solid.
Below the Wild Chieftain.
Yeah, there's no way he's getting above that good boy. The Hatashin.
I think they're too expensive.
What are they? I think they're with.
They're Fight 5, Strength 4, D4, 3 attacks, 2 wounds, Courage 4, 1/1/3.
They got some
Go
wounds.
figure. Bane of Kings, which means they reroll wounds. They're still unseen and they can't be trapped. And they come with strike.
I'm not sure I've ever seen anyone use one.
I think it's just too
I
expensive.
think you used one back in the day.
I definitely owned one.
I
but
remember
that
playing
was-
it and thinking this is underwhelming.
That was old rules.
Did you were like, I think it was similar though, but maybe you're right. Maybe
Yeah.
different. I mean, Harad, you just got better other options. I don't know why you take him.
For 80 points, he doesn't do enough.
Is he
I
worth?
think he's top of width.
Oof.
Maybe that's a bit harsh, but we need to fill out the top and bottom of the chart.
Harad Chieftain is the same as the King, but for 10 fewer points, you lose out on a fight, a courage, and a will.
And heroic strength.
And heroic strength.
It's the same with.
But they come automatically with a war spear.
Okay, it's the same as every other time where there's a king in an army list. The king just outclasses
Yeah,
the
he's just a
chieftain
bit low
from points.
Yeah. I'd be quite similar. I think they're fairly similar.
So
Probably feel
somewhere in average, I guess.
I'm not going to put him very high. I would
That's fine.
put him below.
Oh yeah, Harad Taskmaster. Same as the other Taskmasters.
I think I'd argue he's lower than the other Taskmaster, only because
It's less useful. There's
he's less
not as much
useful.
to do.
There's not as much named heroes going on.
Yeah, that's fair. Might be less valuable. Mahud King.
These are good.
They're fucking insane.
I think he's legendary.
I,
It's so good.
I think bottom of
The
legendary.
fact that they're 70 points, fight 5, strength 5, D5 with 3 attacks.
It's
I mean,
the camel.
On
It's the camel.
but on the charge, that means they're getting, if they knock you down, that's 8 attacks at strength 5.
Yeah, if you give them
And
a war spear and a shield as well.
Don't they have a special rule where they like get like some sort of standfast shenanigans if they're in combat as well?
That's their army bonus, which is good.
Yeah.
But you're probably doing a lot of.
Is there any bonus they get with the troops, or am I misremembering that?
No. Do the troops have a rule? If you go to that. No.
Okay.
I think that was in the old rules.
Yeah, they used to have something, didn't they?
Yeah.
Tribesman.
I think maybe it was +1 fight. Maybe they went up to like fight 5 or something ridiculous.
Maybe.
I seem to remember them being very.
It was like if they're in combat.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, that's old rules. It's the same as what we just said about kings.
Yeah.
It's still good. You can still put them on a camel. There's still reason to take them, especially pure Taharad.
Yeah.
So I think actually he probably sniffing around top 20, fantastic.
For 20 points, they lose out on a fight, an attack, and 2 courage. And they don't come with strike.
He's still getting a camel though. I think he's still solid.
Yeah, I think he's top of solid somewhere.
Yeah.
Maybe below the chariot.
I would probably put him below Moria Goblin.
I think the Moria Goblin captains are really good. Also, just a D6 of pain to deal with. Corsair captain.
I mean, so Sebastian plays, he plays a bit of Corsairs. He likes Dalamir.
Yeah.
And the ally potential is so good. I don't think you're ever running pure Corsairs.
There's also that named one now, isn't there, that counts as like a banner or something in certain situations or something like that.
So the usefulness of the captain's gone right down, I think. I feel like he's somewhere in average or maybe even top of width.
They're just also so flimsy at D4.
I think he's around where the Haradrim Chieftain is, isn't he?
Yeah.
The Bosun, though.
Yeah.
I don't mind.
They're a banner.
I like their rule.
Yeah.
I think that alone makes them.
Yeah. And it's basically Peter Jackson, isn't it?
Yeah. And they can take a shield. I think shields on captains are really good.
Yeah. So
solid.
Bottom of solids.
Around
mid.
Below
the Taskmaster. Below the Taskmaster.
We're now into the Hobbits.
Hooray.
This is a Hunter Orc captain.
Oh, good. You never take them because they have such good names, Hunter Orc captain.
Yeah, basically, yeah. I mean, some of the best value heroes in the game are Hunter Orc heroes.
But Hunter Orc captain's still good. So
yeah, they're still fine.
Somewhere in average, I would say. We're really filling out the average, aren't we?
But that's kind of the job of captains, isn't it?
Yeah.
Gundabad Orc captains. They are the same as Morannon Orc captains, but they cost a little bit more, and they have Hatred Orc. Ancient Enemies Elf and Ancient Enemies Dwarf.
They're also basically your only option for cheaper heroes in that army. So I feel like they're either solid.
I think they're going to be around kind of where we were talking about the Angmar Orc captain, right?
Yeah, you're just going to have to take them.
Probably above, because I think like point for point they're just nicer.
Right, we hand over to Mayor for the last two.
Okay, so Goblin captains, easily legendary. I'm not actually.
I think they're so fucking cheap. They give 2 points of mine.
They're insanely cheap. If you take pure Goblin Town, you get 18 goblins per guy. It's ridiculous. They've got March, so you can get around. They've got 2 attacks. They've got pick. They're cheap. They're shit. They're tiny, so they're hard to shoot.
Utility.
Yeah.
Then we've got this is going in fantastic.
Yeah.
You haven't put in legendary.
Maybe they're just expensive. They're 50 points,
but they give you deep strike.
I think maybe they're just above the. I think they're below the Goblin Captain. They're bottom of Fantastic or top of Fantastic or bottom of Legendary.
Which one do you want?
I think bottom of Legendary. No, top of Fantastic. I think they're not as critical to the army. Obviously, you literally have to take Goblin Captains. You don't have to take Goblin Mercenaries, but they're very good if you do. They're just a bit more expensive, so they bring up your bring down your model count. So your breakpoints will be lower. But the versatility they give you in objective games is excellent, especially if you run them alongside the Scribe.
Is the Goblin Town Captain the most efficient points way of getting might in the game?
35 points.
Because
I think there must be.
They're
also the most
yeah.
efficient way of getting model count.
Yeah.
Because
they're more efficient than more cats model count.
Yeah, because even if you didn't,
they have an inbuilt spear.
Yes, so
the fact they'll get 3 attacks a lot of the time
with the support.
With the support,
yeah,
it's fucking insane.
So yeah, that's what I would say about Goblin Town.
Yeah.
Oh, there we go. That's rounded out quite nice, hasn't it?
Yeah.
I don't think there's any that we need to readjust now that we've filled it out. Is there? So
no, that kind of looks.
You don't want to adjust the shades.
To look.
Should we very quickly, as we did good last time? Do you think overall good unnamed heroes are more useful than evil? I think evil are probably a bit more useful.
I think the Barrow White is fucking insane.
I think evil's got more specialist units that can fuck things up.
I think goods just have more named heroes spread around. Like evil do have some lists where like you genuinely like Farharad, for example.
The evil are also like shoring up a lot of things that the evil lists actually need, like Fury or the Taskmasters, like helping with might.
Whilst most of the good ones are just you want them for March and might, and then other than that,
like Mahmood, you could entirely legitimately bring no named heroes.
Oh yes,
and still have like a very good list.
It wins all the time.
Yeah. Whereas like I'm trying to think of a good army that wouldn't bring a single named hero.
The only named hero you really take is to ally and Saladin, isn't it?
Yeah, for the banner.
Like that's the only one you have. You just have the king,
or a Nazgul, but
or a Nazgul. Yeah, that's getting quite popular, isn't it?
Yeah.
Magic's really fucking good. Like
you know what you do.
Yeah.
Isn't he running it with the Great Beast at the moment? And then he attacks people in front of the Great Beast.
I don't think he took. I'm not sure he took much Mahmood with that. I think it was mainly.
Yeah, it was Harrods and Mordor, wasn't it? Anyway, good.
Yes.
News. Oh, so much Space Marines. So little time. Yeah, there hasn't been any Lord of the Rings news
for a very long time.
For a year now.
We haven't had a big release.
Apart from the Ring Wraith diorama, but it's been a year since something's actually been released for the game that wasn't just a diorama with a technically playable Ring Wraith. I mean, it will come. It's just waiting for it.
Star Wars Legion, but we already did that.
Yeah,
that was cool. Shatterpoint as well.
Yeah, watch our Star Wars video if you want to hear views. Mayor, very quickly, your take on the Legion Shatterpoint stuff because you weren't in that video.
I'm glad that more miniatures are coming out, and it looks like they're picking some good choices for what they call teams, lists, squads.
Yeah, all of those.
Particularly like the idea of playing a Hando. I think that'd be cool.
Do you think that you will be tempted by Shatterpoint now?
Yeah, if you two get into it, I'll get Hando and Onaka, whatever his name is, and roleplay him during the game. I imagine he's not very good with his peeps, but
I think it's done in such a way that he'll be just balanced against whoever else based on like.
Especially not about killing. I can imagine him being.
Yeah, because not many models actually die in Shatterpoint. It's all about movement and just objectives
in the cartoons.
Yeah.
I think if you to get into it, I'll probably get a list.
There we go. And Pokemon My First Battle.
Such a good game.
Excellent value.
£9. You play the Pokemon TCG. A very simplified version.
And get a cool coin.
It's like crack.
I'd be available. I bought it. I bought it before we finished our first game.
And me and Mare had a good time playing it.
I love games.
It's been pretty even as well, actually.
Yeah.
Anyway,
thrilling.
Pokemon TCG. He knew that was good, except for he'd been playing it for 25 years.
You know the song now, don't you, OT?
I do.
Nathan Rath
forced down my throat.
You want to name all 151 of the original Kanto Pokemon for us?
Pikachu and Raichu.
Any others?
No, the rest are all just copies.
Oh. There you go, everyone. That's official Pokemon lore.
Yeah.
Has anything else been released or anything? I feel like games which probably have released other stuff that we aren't aware of. Some orcs came out. Yay.
Oh yeah, that orc boar thing.
The big pig.
That was very good value.
It was. He knew that GW could release stuff that is still expensive, but not as expensive as it normally is.
Crazy.
Madness, right? Yeah, I think that's pretty much it. We're still just waiting, aren't we, for something to actually talk about for Middle Earth?
I think it's reaching the point with SBG where I'm starting to look at other games. Like I think I've kind of reached my limit with the armies I'm interested in, and like I like buying and painting a new army that I don't really need as much as the next man. But even this is starting to test my patience.
I agree with what people say online. It's like you don't need constant releases to be interested in the game. I agree. I have built since the last release came out, Grey Company, Shire, and a small Rohan force. But it's like now I've done that, I am like also in the position where I'm like, I don't really know what else I'd do.
Yeah. But the issue is, I don't know what they'd release that you two would necessarily jump on and be like, right, I'm doing
but I think it's great.
If they made a plastic kit for Arnor,
they won't. They will.
But like, if they made a legendary for Arnor, like because you were talking about doing Arnor a while ago, and then it's just kind of like.
I don't think it's necessarily releasing models that you actually want. I think it's about creating a buzz in the community.
A buzz for Middle Earth, so that we all feel like
it's not necessarily lack of releases. It's just that like nothing's happening. Like it's just it feels like they're just
stagnant.
Yeah.
I was actually thinking, and I'm sure this will be very divisive to say. I was thinking I'd quite like if a Lord of the Rings Shatterpoint equivalent was made, just like a new game.
So basically, battle companies, but not shit.
Yeah,
probably not made by Games Workshop, to be honest.
Yeah,
like a modern skirmish game that actually it doesn't just revolve around the same D6 system needs. Just because it would create a bit of interest. I don't want SBG to die. I would still play SBG, but just so that like there's something to be excited about.
I mean, I think the thing is with SBG is it's staying at a certain level, and for me that level's really good. Like I really like playing SBG. But there are other games that are bringing out new stuff that is inherently more engaging because it's new and I want to try it.
And don't get me wrong,
as a result, I'll do that instead.
I would hate it if it was like 40k and my rules are invalidated every 3 years and I'm constantly buying stuff. But I think it's just like I think it's just like you want something that's like Legion or Shatterpoint.
Yeah.
A few products come out every year at a fairly consistent rate. They tell you what's coming so that you can look forward to it.
I think because they started quite recently as well. They're going to run out of releases eventually.
They will eventually, sure. And I guess Middle-earth is in that position.
But because there's more like Star Wars content coming out,
they'll
always have more stuff to potentially put into it. Whereas Middle-earth's a bit more
Rings of Power.
Yeah. Well, I think if Rings of Power had been better, I think we'd have had it released by now. But I think it's like with The Hobbit. Like The Hobbit was shit, so like nothing really happened. Like the release.
Peter Jackson's making a new trilogy.
Yeah, I know, but that won't be ready until like 2030, presumably.
Do you think GW will try and hold on to the rights in the hopes that that?
Oh yeah, I mean it's a great money spinner for them, surely. Like I mean, I'm still buying shit from them, and I'm complaining about it. Like,
I think if they weren't making money on it, they would have stopped. I mean, they have stopped, but you know what I mean. But maybe they're, I don't know. Maybe they're
what will make them reinvest in it as opposed to just keeping on printing the same stuff. But anyway,
question for another day and another video.
People have discussed that quite a lot, haven't they? Good. Right. I don't know what we're going to talk about next month because we've done the unnamed captain thing now. Something else. Maybe a tier list, maybe not.
Star Wars Legion tier list with our limited experience.
Oh God, I don't think we have to know.
I don't think we should do that. Well, we don't have to decide now.
A tier list based on the release schedules of different games and which ones we prefer.
Wow,
we might as well do OT's postal service tier list.
Oh my God!
I mean, that's going in the Christmas episode. I'm recording it and putting it in.
Yeah, there you go.
Record it by myself. The answer we've got no fucking idea what we'll do next week. We're going to do a hobby roundup at some point of all the hobby we've done throughout the year.
I think that's going to be at the end of
Christmas. Yeah.
Give me some time to do it.
Yeah. You've had time. You've had 8 months.
Everyone has the same 24 hours in a day.
I'm going to aim for at least 50 models next month as well. Yeah. I'm hoping it'll be more.
There we go. Yeah. Good. Coming out this month on the channel. Anything coming out? Maybe scouring. Scouring might be starting.
The RP thing might drop if we can be bothered to have a look.
If I have time to edit it, that might happen.
The Legion bat rep that Onod and I did.
That's not coming out.
Okay. I'm gonna try and fix it.
Don't watch it.
It's been sitting in the editing software for like a month now, and I reckon I can fix it.
That's the worst thing I've ever done.
Okay, the final episode of OT Investigates, the Last Line stuff's coming out.
I thought that came out.
No, that's episode 4.
It's a 4-part.
It's a 4-part.
Holy shit!
But the last episode was so bad that I couldn't bother to edit it.
Well, that really sold it, didn't it? Well, enjoy that month of bollocks. And we'll catch you in November.
Yeah.
Bye.
Thanks, everyone. Right. Bye.
We're gonna very briefly talk about Ahsoka and what we thought of episodes 3 through 7. Is that right, or did we talk about 3?
Yeah, I think it was just 1 and 2 last time.
Yeah, what are your thoughts?
My concerns seem to be largely unfounded, and as long as they stick the finale, it's a pretty good piece of Star Wars content. Oop, fuck.
Yeah, I would say that I have enjoyed it. It's not my favorite thing that they've done. I think Mandalorian is still much better. To be fair, though, I would maybe consider putting this somewhere around kind of underneath Mandalorian. I probably, depending on finale, slightly enjoyed it more than Andor, to be honest. I don't know if it's a tonal thing or I think Andor had some really good episodes. Andor definitely had, as some standout episodes, better ones than this, but it also had some ones for me that just weren't that good.
I think this has been very, very solid,
very solid
and like
fun to watch. Never exceptional TV,
and like it feels well thought out, and it feels like they're invested in the characters, which is nice. It doesn't feel simple, which was a concern I had, that it was just trying
to a Star Wars film, I would say, than The Mandalorian, etc. But like a well-paced and interesting film, unlike the Obi-Wan show, which
was just weird.
Probably what the sequel should have been, I would argue. Say about that kind of like idea. Like, I think if they'd gone with this idea as the sequels, they could have introduced new characters.
Yeah.
Because am I right in thinking that Rebels was completely created after the first sequel came out, right?
Yeah, I think so. I'm not actually sure of like the timelines of releases and stuff, but yeah, I think it definitely was.
So they could have 100% done this storyline as the first sequel film and done the Rebels TV show as a like prequel to those films, right?
Yeah, that would have worked fine.
Oh well, in the alternative universe where that happened, I'm sure
you guys.
Disney are making a lot more money from Star Wars shite.
Oh, bullshit.
But yeah, good stuff. Hopefully we'll see some cool stuff for Legion or Shatterpoint at some point.
Yeah. It's just very solid, and like I think, you know, the Star Wars fan base is known for rushing to the extremes, but it does seem to be something that's just kind of been universally accepted as being fairly good. Like nobody seems to be too up in arms about it. I think Balin's one of my favorite Star Wars characters for a while. Like I like the nuance of him. I like what they did with Ezra. Ezra feels cool. Yeah, and I think obviously wait and see with Thrawn, but what they've done with him so far is absolutely fine. And I think feels like the kind of stuff he should be doing as a character.
I think he is pretty faithful live action to how I pictured him.
Yep. Well, they even got the same actor who did the Rebels voicing for him to come back, which is quite cool. Bit of continuity.
Cool, yeah. Sorry about making me swearing for Rocket League uneditable out of you. Mayor, what do you think? and that's where you
that's
can cut him in, or leave in the bit of me saying that for comedic value. Whatever you put.
That was pretty funny.